Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us again today. We're super excited that you're here. This is the second one of these we've done. We had such a good time doing it last week. We wanted to get together and do it again. I'm Ben English. I'm your host. I'm joined virtually in our virtual studio by Mark Shaner and Albert Milligan, and they're going to say a few words about themselves in just a minute. But we're just excited to dive into today's topic, and we're going to hit that in just a sec. Albert, you want to tell about who you are and why you're here?
My name is Albert Milligan. I am the mastermind behind EquityPay. I'm the one that basically came up with the concept, the white paper, and the development.
Awesome. And Mark, what brings you to the project?
My name is Mark Shaner. I'm not a mastermind of anything. I have been successful and unsuccessful in many entrepreneur adventureships in my life. And so this is the next horizon for me. I'm friends with Albert.
Fantastic. I am also friends with Albert, friends with Mark, but just met Albert due to coming on and helping out with this project. My name is Ben English. I'm a techno optimist marketer guy. I've been involved in the marketing of technology since the early .com days, and this endeavor and this project is just really, really great, and it's interesting, super interesting to be involved with. So this is three guys talking. So you're not going to see financial advice, official financial advice given here. And this is the disclaimer portion where I got to say, this is the contents of this live stream is for information. It's for entertainment. It's for fun. We hope we can provide you some good education too. We really dig deep into this stuff, and we're super excited to share it with you. You should always do your own research and consult with financial professionals before you make any investment decisions. But having said that, today we're really excited to just talk about the topic: who is crypto for? And if we're going to start with the basics, right? We're looking at the idea that crypto has really opened up financial opportunities for people all over the world. I was super shocked. I mentioned to the guys today that I was super shocked to really find out that there's over 2 billion people in the world that have no access to traditional banks. And crypto makes it accessible to anybody with an internet connection. Albert, do you want to speak to that? You want to talk about that and how crypto has allowed people to have access to banking services all over the world and essentially become their own bank?
Very well. That's the foundation of this project. The reason why we call it EquityPay, the word itself means fairness. It means fairness in commerce, in trade, and it allows individuals at its lowest level, meaning peer-to-peer, to be able to do transactions on a blockchain network that there's no qualifications for. Pretty much all you need, like we're saying, is a cell phone. You put applications on it. You're able to store crypto. You're able to trade crypto with whoever accepts it. It could be Bitcoin. And in our case, EquityPay, we want to build large communities around the world to be able to accept the coin in commerce. And we're also putting platforms together to be able to allow people to do commerce around the world.
That's excellent. So do commerce around the world across borders, right? We talked a little bit, I think last time I got a little sidetracked by the idea that my family can remit money across borders to each other, send money around the world. What does it take to do that from a practical standpoint? What do you need? What do you have to have in your hands?
Since we're talking about software is going to be the foundation because the internet itself is the gateway. In our case, we have software that you can download to your computer that will allow you to store coins. You can get coins off exchanges, or you can mine and stake. So if you're mining coins, there's no cost to get involved. You download the operating system to your operating system, whether it's Linux, whether it's Mac, whether it's Microsoft Windows, Once you get it up and running on the blockchain, again, you can mine the coin. Now, those who want to be a little bit more aggressive, they can stake the coin. The more coins that you accumulate, the more rewards you're going to receive in the sense of like interest payments. We call it rewards, but the interest on those rewards is like 20 to 30% on every year. So let's say if you have, 10,000 coins, you're able to get 20 or 30% in that range back just by holding those coins and sticking it on your computer. And then you can use that in your transactions.
Yeah, that's a little bit better than the 0.04% I get on my checking account, or even some CDs and things like that. That's pretty impressive. 20 to 30%. Okay. Well, Mark, did you want to jump in here, Mark? I've got another question for you, unless you got something you want to talk about.
No. Fine.
Okay. So yeah, so here's a question for you. So we all agree crypto isn't just for tech enthusiasts or investors, right? There's ways people can use crypto practically. And I'm going to throw up a picture here and I want to get your reaction to it. All right. So this is a picture taken on the street in El Salvador. All right. What can people do with crypto these days, other than hold it and wait for a couple of years for it to go up in value?
Well, in El
where can they use
Salvador,
this?
in El Salvador and many other places, you can do anything. El Salvador, if you keep up with the news, they're the first country, and their president just make Bitcoin really their main currency. And so anywhere in that country, you're actually encouraged to and rewarded for using Bitcoin for everything from your food to housing, fuel. I mean, you name it. And so they're pushing that pretty strongly. Even I live in Lake Mary, Florida. You can even use Bitcoin around here to go right now and buy, go out to eat, and you can buy gas with Bitcoin. And so the currency is being accepted, as far as the concept of crypto is being accepted very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, I've read about, in Sweden, you can go into McDonald's, and in other places in the world, some guy I was talking to when I was on the plane the other day, he had used Bitcoin to buy his wife some earrings online. He said the experience was even easier than Amazon. So that's pretty amazing. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we talked about last time, Wisconsin is putting Bitcoin in their retirement funds for their, state employees. So, it's on Wall Street, it's everywhere. Well, it runs me a little nuts. My firstborn son, he's 45. And I talked to him about crypto, and he says, Dad, I just don't get it. I don't understand crypto. Now, this guy is an economics major. I'm 71. 3 years ago, I couldn't spell crypto. But over the last few years, I've been able to learn how to mine, learn how to stake, accumulated 260,000 coins, and because it's on the horizon. It's the new technology for the world. It's the next way of doing business. So I understand why my 45-year-old son, who's an economics major, can't seem to get over the hurdle of, crypto. And it's kind of like saying, Dad, I know about a car. I just don't understand why they work or how. I'm going to keep my mule. Okay, keep your mule. Keep banking at the banks. This thing's going to go right by you. Right now, we just need to be really, as people, looking for a crypto that we like, looking for a currency we can get involved, cryptocurrency we can get involved in, even if it's not ours, EquityPay. You can get involved with that now for 6 cents for a coin. But there's plenty of them out there. So, we just need to really just get started.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned your son, and obviously you know him better than we do, right? When you think about other folks, and question for both of you guys, what's in the way? What are the barriers? What stands in the way of people adopting it more and using it more?
I'll answer that.
Yeah.
My experience over the last 2 years is that most people are comfortable where they're at. They may have a sense of fear in the sense of doing something new. But if you look at most successful people, they always take risk.
Mhm.
People that got into Bitcoin early, many of them are multimillionaires. A lot of people said, oh, that'll never work. The dollar will always be strong and all these other currencies will be strong. But yet here we are sitting about $66,000, $67,000 for one coin. So if you go to EquityPay.org, look at our white paper. One of the first things we talk about is that all currencies and the financial system itself is based on a belief. People have the understanding that they can go and take, whether it's a dollar, Bitcoin, EquityPay coin, and use it, and they believe that there is a value there. So all financial markets is based on belief. When someone goes to invest in a stock, they believe it's going to go up. They believe they're going to be profitable. They believe it's going to see a difference.
Mhm.
So that's what it's all about right now. And that's why we're building communities, and we're essentially making the individual a banker. So we're getting rid of the middleman. You're becoming the banker. You're managing your own wealth, and you're becoming responsible for generational wealth. It is the greatest opportunity that is going to exist at this time. And those who get rid of their fears and anxieties about, well, what's going to happen in the future, you create the future. We're the ones that are creating this future now. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And the more people that get involved, the more you're going to see it goes in a positive direction.
And here's
Yeah,
the thing,
yeah.
Ben. Ben,
Yep.
you don't have to sell the farm. Everybody thinks, well, I got to spend so much money to get into Bitcoin or so much money to get in crypto. It's a false conception. Let's go back again. When Bitcoin started, if you'd have just put $20 a month in Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was selling for $100, if my math is still correct, in 5 months, you would have owned one Bitcoin. If you'd have never bought another Bitcoin, that coin today is worth $70,000. Not a bad return on $100,
Not
right?
bad.
So
Not
you
bad.
just get started, man. You get started somewhere. You get started with some amount. Treat it like a savings account. Hold on to the coins you buy, and just start accumulating wealth.
Mhm. Start where you're at.
Yep. Start where
Start where
you're
you're
at
at.
with what you can.
Start where you're at. I like that. I like Albert. I like what you're saying about the community. About putting something together so you're with like-minded people. And you can share knowledge and you can get support. Now that's an issue I have with Bitcoin, because you can't call up a Bitcoin tech support. That just doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in the world. So I love the idea of building the community and working together on lifting each other up like that. That's great. So we also talked about the educational aspect of it, right? I mean, I know here at EquityPay, right, we do a lot of things to help educate ourselves and other folks. The EquityPay website has a number of resources on it. We've got this newsletter that you can go and sign up for, and there's a little link down below to our website where you can sign up for it. But it seems like getting access to what resources are available online, including tutorials and forums and stuff, that's super important. Super important. It does seem like most folks won't engage just out of fear or out of inertia. That's what I think about. Yeah. Is there anything else that's done that people can do today in the short term? Any particular platforms or apps or anything, or a particular type of approach that people can take to just get more educated about how it works?
I'll answer that. What we're doing with
Yeah.
EquityPay, for example, I can speak on that, on what we're doing. We're creating many different articles that we put out on a daily basis. Matter of fact, why don't you see if you can share my screen? And then I'll kind of take individuals on a tour. So education is the key to being able to be empowered, to be able to be successful. And that's going to take your fears or whatever fear you have. What's happening in the financial markets nowadays, there's a lot of mistrust. A lot of individuals are having issues trusting politicians, trusting bankers, because they're at a different level. What's happening in the future, that responsibility has to come back to individuals and communities. And the stronger the community is, and the more educated, the more successful it's going to be. So what we've done with EquityPay, for example, when you go to our site, we put out daily news articles, and it's not just about finance. It's about health. It's about where you want to live at, because I just put an article out today about off-grid living, because that, I think it's going to be a huge thing in the future. Gold and silver. There's many different ways to get involved with wealth, but what's going to happen in the future is more about possession. And that's what crypto does. It gives you the individual possession instead of a bank. How many times have you heard a bank being closed and you can't get to your cash? So again, EquityPay has put a site together where you can go, and we're putting a membership where we're going to keep all of our members communicated through newsletters, and we're going to open up to a membership site that's private. So if you go to equitypay.org and you go to the homepage, for example, there's an overview in a white paper. The white paper is going to tell you pretty much what we're about. If you want to go to the next level and stay in communication with us, when the membership site comes out, right now we're accepting where you can sign up as an early adopter, where we got a waiting list. We'll take your name once the official membership comes out for the private portion. And we're going to also have free membership trials. This is how you get plugged in. You start at those levels, and there's going to be a lot of education on many different topics. And it's a true community. And then one last thing I want to add. This is something that when we say community, it involves children. Because when it comes to education, what we need to do is take more responsibility for how we educate our children in the future and what we expose them to. There's too many distractions out there that kids can get involved with that's not going to be for their benefit. That's something that EquityPay is also going to focus on, is being able to bring the children into the picture.
That's great. I'm glad I asked that question because it set us up to do a commercial. So that's great. That's exactly what we need. That's what we need. Thank you. Yeah, that's fantastic. Mark, do you have anything to add at this point, or we want to swing into the closing remarks?
I think we should just close up. I mean, the only thing I'd say is, hey, just get started. Yeah. It's the next best thing there is out there right now.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you. You know, we want to do some more of these, you guys. So we hope you found this helpful, insightful, maybe a little empowering. The idea of lifting where you stand is something we really believe in. If you enjoyed this live stream, we would love to encourage you to like and subscribe. We started out by trying to answer the question, who is crypto for? And, not to bury the lead, but really crypto is really for everybody. This is something that can honestly help. And we're looking at doing more of these things in the future. So we have a lot of to discuss with you. In the future, we want to cover ways that you can make money with digital assets today yourself, right? Practically, free, through processes called staking and mining, something you can do super easy. We want to try to answer the questions, where is crypto going? How does it affect the average person? I'm really curious just to hear the thoughts of everybody on how much money do you really need to spend to get involved? I'm hoping that we can get a walkthrough of buying on crypto, so you can watch us potentially buy some, and also questions like, how do you hold? When do you sell? What stuff can you buy? How do you buy real things, right? Goods and services using crypto. And then one thing we were talking about just before we jumped on today in our pre-show warm-up was ways to use crypto and digital assets to beat inflation. So if you enjoy this and you want to know more, you need to know that when we're going to have another live stream. So this is why you need to like the channel. You click the little bell icon on YouTube that says notify me, and we'll see you next time. Albert, you want to take the last word?
Yes, thank you very much. Those who watched it to the very end, we appreciate you for educating yourself about crypto, about EquityPay, about the future. At times, the future may seem bleak, but really we are the creators of the future. There's nothing to be afraid of, because the fear of something that's in the future is your own imagination gone wild. So we need to take all of our powers back, and finances is where you really have a lot of power and say so in your future. It takes your fears and puts it at bay and builds confidence. And that's what this project is about, is building confidence.
Thanks, Albert. Thanks, Mark. I'm
Hey,
Ben English.
thank
I'm your
you.
host, and we'll see you next time.
Hasta la vista.
Thank you.